He took out his handkerchief and flicked at an otoscope before closing the doors carefully. "Well, what do you think of it all?" he asked as we went out into the passage. "Great," I replied. "You've got just about everything you need here. I'm really impressed." He seemed to swell visibly. The thin cheeks flushed and he hummed softly to himself. Then he burst loudly into song in a shaky baritone, keeping time with our steps as we marched along. Back in the sitting room I told him about Bert Sharp. Something about boring out a cow which was going on 3 cylinders. He talked about her ewer and felon. I didn't quite get it. Farnan laughed. "I think I can translate. He wants a Hudson's operation doing on a blocked teat. Ewer is the udder, and felon the local term for mastitis." "Well, thanks. And there was a deaf Irishman, Mr. Mulligan?" "Wait a minute." Farnan held up a hand. "Let me guess. Womitin." "Aye, womitin bad, sir." "Right, I'll put up another pint of bismuth carb for him. I'm in favour of long-range treatment for this dog. He looks like an Airedale, but he's as big as a donkey and has a moody disposition. He's had Joe Mulligan on the floor a few times. Just gets him down and worries him when he's got nothing better to do. But Joe loves him. And how about the womitin? Doesn't mean a thing. Natural reaction from eating every bit of rubbish he finds. Well, we'd better get out to Sharp's, and there are 1 or 2 other visits. How about coming with me and I'll show you a bit of the district?" Outside the house, Farnham motioned me towards a battered Hillman, and as I moved round to the passenger side, I shot a startled glance at the treadless tyres, the rusty bodywork, the almost opaque windscreen with its network of fine cracks. What I didn't notice was that the passenger seat was not fixed to the floor, but stood freely on its sledge-like runners. I dropped into it and went over backwards, finishing with my head on the rear seat and my feet against the roof. Farnan helped me up, apologising with great charm, and we set off. Once clear of the marketplace, the road dipped quite suddenly and we could see all of the dales stretching away from us in the evening sunshine. The outlines of the great hills were softened in the gentle light, and a broken streak of silver showed where the Darrow wandered on the valley floor. Farnan was an unorthodox driver. Apparently captivated by the scene, he drove slowly down the hill, elbows resting on the wheel, his chin cupped in his hands. At the bottom of the hill he came out of his reverie and spurted to 70 miles an hour. The old car rocked crazily along the narrow road, and my movable seat slew from side to side as I jammed my feet against the floorboards. Then he slammed on the brakes, pointed out some pedigree shorthorns in a field, and jolted away again. He never looked at the road in front. All his attention was on the countryside around and behind him. It was that last bit that worried me, because he spent a lot of time driving fast and looking over his shoulder at the same time. We left the road at last and made our way up a gated lane. My years of seeing practice had taught me to hop in and out very smartly, as students were regarded primarily as gate-opening machines. Farnan, however, thanked me gravely every time, and once I got over my surprise, I found it refreshing. We drew up in a farmyard. "Lame horse here," Farnan said. A strapping Clydesdale gelding was brought out, and we watched attentively as the farmer trotted him up and down. "Which leg do you make it?" my colleague asked. "Near 4. "Yes, I think so too. Like to examine it?" I put my hand on the foot, feeling how much hotter it was than the other. I called for a hammer and tapped the wall of the hoof. The horse flinched, raised the foot and held it trembling for a few seconds before replacing it carefully on the ground. "Looks like pus in the foot to me." "I'll bet you're right," Farnan said. "They call it gravel around here, by the way. What do you suggest we do about it?" "Open up the sole and evacuate the pus." "Right." He held out a hoof knife. "I'll watch your technique."
Thank you for listening to this clip provided to you by Macmillan Audio. To hear more, look for this title wherever audiobooks are sold.